Hands-on learning, otherwise known as labs. The reason we do a lab to show people, hey, you can do it. Labs give confidence to the student and that experience that they have worked with the product, they know how the product functions, and they have been successful at making that product function. They're great for doing that. A lab is difficult to build. If you take a look at every single step you do to do something that you've done before, start writing those steps down. There's 100 of them. There's a lot of different steps. You just take it for granted that each one of these steps falls in some kind of logical shape. Well, with the lab, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to build it than that. You also have to make sure that the best way that they can learn to perform a task is to actually go there and perform that task. You're also doing this. You are giving the student hands-on experience with the actual product. Step by step. Every step should be available. No matter how minute you might think it is, every OK that you have to click, every right click, go to whatever, has to be documented. The student has to get unstuck if they are stuck, because people get mad if they get stuck and there is no solution that they can find. There should be a concise instruction available that solves the problem. What you're trying to do here is alleviate frustration and try to make it as challenging for the student as possible while making it as straightforward that they don't get stuck for too long. There's a lot of debate on how to make these labs and how to make them challenging enough, yet straightforward enough that they can understand. So it is not the easiest thing to do, but nothing is better than understanding how to do a specific task than building them a lab that they can go through. Know the outcome. What should happen at the end? Why are the students even doing this lab to begin with? I have taken some labs and I have given many labs that the students, we done? I guess so. That's it. What do we do? Well, they should know what they did at the end of the lab. They should know they succeeded or they failed. They should know when they're done, basically. They should know how what they did fits into the big picture, how it fits into the topics that you're actually covering. Finally, for labs, timing is everything. You should time these labs to make sure that they can be done in the allotted time. Keep it in mind, you're probably going to do it a bit sooner because you wrote the lab. Some folks like to take a long time in their lab and make sure that every precise step is covered and explained and they know what they're doing. Other students breeze through their labs. I would say by a rule of thumb, shorter is better because the longer your lab is, the more differential you'll have between the early get-doners and the long get-doners. And you have to make sure that the timing is down. So with the lab, nothing is better for hands-on experience. They're tougher to build than, say, probably doing a lecture. You have to make sure they work right. You have to make sure you document every single step. And you have to make sure that they get done in a reasonable amount of time. And knowing all that, you're well on your way to building a lab to help your course become even better.